Unless you yourself find a poem or a painting great, it isn't great for you, however critics may extol it. So all the books about art and literature and music are of value only as they improve the scale and perfect the acid test of the individual, so that the former measures more and more correctly, and the latter bites more and more surely through the glittering veneer which seeks to disguise the dross beneath. It follows from all this that since there are nearly as many scales as there are individuals, very few of them will agree exactly. Time, however, has a wonderful way of testing thoughts, of preserving those that are worthy, and of discarding those that are unworthy. Just how this is done nobody has ever been able to explain, but the fact remains that somehow a really great poem or painting or statue or theory lives on from age to age long after the other products of its time have been forgotten. And if it is really great, the older it grows the greater it seems. Shakespeare, to his contemporaries, was merely an actor and playwright like any one of a score of others, but with the passing of years he has become the most wonderful figure in the world's literature. Rembrandt could scarcely make a living with his brush, industriously as he used it, and passed his days in misery, haunted by his creditors and neglected by the public. Today we recognize in him one of the greatest artists who ever lived. Such instances are common enough, for genius often goes unrecognized until its possessor is dead, just as many men are hailed as geniuses by their contemporaries and promptly forgotten by the succeeding generation. The touchstone of time infallibly separates the false and the true. Unfortunately, to American literature and art no such test can be applied, for they are less than a century old, scarcely out of swaddling clothes. The greater portion of the product of our early years has long since been forgotten, but whether any of that which remains is really immortal will take another century or two to determine. So the only tests we can apply at present are those of taste and judgment, and these are anything but infallible. Especially is this true of literature. Somebody announced, not long ago, that the foremost poet of a nation is that poet most widely read and truly loved by it, and added that, in this respect, Longfellow was easily first in America. No doubt many people will agree with this dictum, and, indeed, the test of popularity is difficult to disregard. But it is not at all a true test, as we can see easily enough if we attempt to apply it to art, or to music, or to public affairs. Popularity is no more a test of genius in a poet than in a statesman, and when we remember how far astray the popular will has sometimes led us in regard to politics, we may be inclined to regard with suspicion his judgments in regard to literature. The test of merit in literature is not so much wide appeal as intelligent appeal. The literature which satisfies the taste and judgment of cultured people is pretty certain to rank higher than that which is current among the uncultured. And so with art. Consequently, for want of something better, the general verdict of cultured people upon our literature and art has been followed in these pages. Two or three other classes of achievers have been grouped, for convenience, in this volume: scientists and educators, philanthropists and reformers, men of affairs, actors and inventors, and it may be truly argued concerning some of them that they were more men of action and less men of mind than many who were included in the former volume. But all distinctions and divisions and classifications are more or less arbitrary, and there is no intention, in this one, to intimate that the men of action were not also men of mind, or vice versa. The division has been made simply for convenience. These thumbnail sketches are in no sense the result of original research. The material needed has been gathered from such sources as are available in any well equipped public library. An attempt has been made, however, to color the narrative with human interest, and to give it consecutiveness, though this has sometimes been very hard to do. But even at the best, this is only a first book in the study of American art and letters, and is designed to serve only as a stepping stone to more elaborate and comprehensive ones. There are several short histories of American literature which will prove profitable and pleasant reading. Mr. W. P. Trent's is written with a refreshing humor and insight. The American Men of Letters series